Will parents stop bringing their children to Sabrina Carpenter shows? Will Drake stop filing lawsuits? Will Cardi ever drop the album? I've got 5 music predictions for the year of our Lord Madden 25, and we're gonna be starting off with some hip hop and Jermaine Cole. J. Cole got out of that Kendrick and Drake beef at the right time, but overall his 2024 was mediocre at best if you liked Might Delete Later, but also grippy. He also claimed the Big Three and that he was a part of it, which has since been proven false. I think a lot of people are just confused by what he's been dropping lately, and when you claim to be one of the best rappers in the game, you gotta bring some heat. And I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he will do that with his next project, The Fall Off. He's getting clowned a little bit too much, and I definitely think that he lost a little bit of respect in the hip-hop game in 2024. But, you know, I think he has the rapping abilities, he's got the melodies, and when he is motivated, he's great. And honestly, I can't think of a time besides his come up where he would be more fired up than he should be right now. His album will be a success, but it won't be the best rap album of the year because that will belong to this man.
I'm not a two-stepping man. I said I do not dance.
Bold statement considering Kenny might be dropping another album this year, but I genuinely believe that JID is that good. His 2022 album, The Forever Story, is one of the best hip-hop records of the decade, and it may go down as a classic one day, and since then, JID actually had one of those songs go viral at the end of 2023 and beginning of 2024, Surround Sound. He went on Fallon, he got an open mic, it was some good momentum for him despite not dropping an album. But I think 25 is the year he drops his next project, and if it's anything like The Forever Story, it's gonna bang, while also making you rethink your entire life. I think the East Coast is probably in for a good 2025, considering they're gonna wanna have a nice response to all the hype the West Coast has been getting recently. We've already seen Joey Badass come through with the track, so hip-hop is in for a fun, competitive year, I believe. New York specifically needs to get the taste of Ice Spice's ass out of their mouth. My next prediction is that there will be at least one rock or metal album that will reach #1 on the Billboard charts this year. Both genres have been on the rise this decade in terms of the quality of the output, but it just hasn't quite hit the mainstream yet. I think something will break through this year. I'm not exactly sure how that'll happen. Maybe a modern metal group can get a big song like Spiritbox or even Sleep Token. Maybe a veteran metal band can put out something that can compete with some of their old stuff. There's also groups like the Killers and the Arctic Monkeys who probably have the fan bases to get it done, but it's kind of a matter of if they'll drop a rock album or a pop album. But Paramore is my betting favorite just because we know they're definitely making new music. They just did the Eras tour and have over 20 million monthly listeners, so they have some clout, and their last album won a Grammy, so the critical success is also there. Number 4, we're headed to the pop world and my breakout star of 2025, Renee Rapp. Now, obviously, Renee Rapp is not a nobody. She was in Mean Girls, she's been on Broadway, she has an album that was pretty successful, but I was surprised to find that she only has just over 4 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and I think if she drops a project this year, that number is going to go up, probably over 10 million a month. She just needs a deeper catalog. She definitely has all of the talent and the charisma, and is probably one of the best pop vocalists in the game right now. If you don't believe me, just watch any live performance that she's ever done. She's kind of ridiculous. Also, it can be a good thing to be the only good part of a bad movie. And lastly, my biggest prediction in the pop space, Olivia Rodrigo will drop an album in 2025 and finally pick up a Grammy win. I was looking at the Album of the Year category from last year's Grammys. Taylor Swift won with Midnights, mostly because of the success of Cruel Summer and her Eras tour, because the album itself is just fine. But Guts might be the best project on this list, although Lana might have something to say about that. O-Rod is an extremely talented songwriter, especially for her age, and I feel like her vocals have continued to improve and become a little bit more dynamic and theatrical. I thought her performance of All American Bitch on SNL was a perfect display of her whole aura in the pop space. She can have that perfect Americana princess look, but in reality, she messy. If she releases in the summertime, I feel like she's gonna dominate the charts similar to how Sabrina Carpenter did in 2024.